Hi, I'm Bruce Lidl. I'm here with my daughter Beatrix Lidl. We are Team Toto and we looked at the Proposition 18. Proposition 18 would change California state law to allow the voting by 17-year-olds in primary elections when they would turn 18 in time for the general election. Currently, that is not allowed. Californians can pre-register to vote at the age of 16, but cannot vote until they are 18. So this would, in fact, bring a new segment of a voting cohort into the elections and allow them to have an impact on primary and special elections that occur in March, which is a change from June in previous California elections. We wanted to see if this proposition would have a large impact and if, regardless one way or the other, where it might have an impact, what regions or areas of the state might be affected by something like this. We first wanted to look at the context for these changes in the national sense, where California would fit into the nation. And to do that, we looked and found data from the National Conference of State Legislatures.
For our map making, we used a shapefile of California counties from the California Department of Technology. We used this data set of county population by age from the Demographic Research Unit of the California Department of Finance. And we looked at pre-registration and registration numbers from October 22nd, 2018 from the California Secretary of State's office. We found our data, cleaned our data, created our maps, and compared them to see where there would be the most change. We did this using R, specifically the TMAP, Tidyverse, and Urban Map R packages.
Our first visualization looks at the national context for this kind of change in the franchise. Currently, 18 states in the District of Columbia allow this kind of 17-year-old primary voting. Also, 21 states in the District of Columbia allow for some form of voter pre-registration before turning 18. California is one of those states that allows it at age 16. Some states do it at 17, a few at 17 and a half, while the majority wait until 18 to allow for registration.
First, we mapped 17-year-olds as a percentage of the overall voting age population and where this new group would have the most voting power. The counties with the three highest concentrations of 17-year-olds in the overall voting age are Colusa, Merced, and Tulare counties. The least are San Francisco and Mariposa counties. This tells us that we should be looking more at counties like Colusa and Merced and Tulare rather than San Francisco and Mariposa. Then we thought we would look at party registration by county, but we realized that this didn't actually tell us that much with our previous map because this is a very broad look and doesn't really tell us how 17-year-olds would vote. Then we mapped the party registration of people pre-registered because those are 16 to 18-year-olds who aren't yet voting, but they're comparable to this new group that would be voting in the primaries. And we found some interesting things, like in Tulare County, which has the third highest percentage of 17-year-olds, the general voting population is 39.2% Republican to 31.1% Democratic, but those pre-registered are 21.5% Democratic to 13.8% Republican. So that tells us that this new group of voters could potentially push the county more Democratic. Maybe Democratic candidates in a primary would be more leftward or Republican candidates would be more moderate. Kings County is also a county in a similar demographic to Tulare County with the fifth highest percentage of 17-year-olds and a general voting population registered as 40.8% Republican to 32.3% Democratic, but pre-registered voters are 27.5% Democratic to 19.6% Republican, Kings County and Tulare County are actually next to each other. So this tells us that the whole region in Central California, where those counties are, is more likely to be impacted by this proposition.
In conclusion, our takeaway is that the approval of Proposition 18 would not have a major impact. The numbers are not super great, and it is only in primaries and special elections where it could be felt. That said, in some specific areas, there is the potential to make the voting population slightly more democratic.
Some of the challenges we faced were just working with spatial data. It adds a whole new dimension to your data analysis. But we are very proud of the new map making skills we forged, and next time, or with more time, we would probably want to explore creating a more streamlined visualization so that we aren't referencing multiple maps. And we would like to thank Rachel Teagle, my mom, and David Michalski and Drew Halfman for speaking with us during those mentor sessions. They really helped us formulate our project. Thank you for watching.